Welcome to Entrepreneurs, everybody. My name is Ellie, and I have a very special guest today. Her name is Marissa, and she is the self-love guru, and she also helps people get their lives together. So, where's my phone? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do this again. Redo. All right, 3, 2, 1. While I get myself together, you get ready for a brand new episode of Entrepreneurs. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, welcome to Entrepreneurs. I'm your host Ellie, and today we have a very special guest with us. Her name is Marissa, and she is the self-love guru. She gets everybody's lives together to help them build their businesses, become better entrepreneurs on whatever schedule they have. So we are going to talk today about how she got started and get some inside tips on how we could be better entrepreneurs. So welcome to the show.
I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. I really do appreciate y'all coming to share your time with me. Okay, so very first question is, how did you get started? This is something that I don't know if you just pop up and do one day and say, I'm all about self-love, or was this a journey?
It was definitely a journey, and the least to say, I was doing it before I even knew I was doing it. Now that I look back, I see that I was always the girl helping someone map out their life, helping someone get through a situation. That was always me in middle school, in elementary school, in high school. I ran track. I was just always that person people felt comfortable to talk to. I didn't take on the journey as a self-love guidance coach until I took myself through a self-love journey. I dealt with acne really badly, and I will say one thing that I just spoke about with an individual, and I went on live and talked about it. The acne didn't start to affect me until people start saying, "Hey, use Proactive." Hey,
until they brought it up, where you were okay until somebody said something.
So of course I would be like, "Dang, why am I breaking out so bad?" The girls in my school, middle school, their skin was still pure, clean. I'm breaking out, so I was looking like, "Dang, what's up with me? I'm beautiful. Why can't I have clean skin, right?" So as we get older, of course as toddlers, we're always I'd say this all the time, my 4-year-old will walk around, hair all over her head, and she'll wear whatever, and she's so confident and still I'm that girl. And we all go through that until something or someone puts us in a place where now we're shy. Now we don't have as much confidence. Now we're insecure about something. We all go through that stage when we're introduced to the world. So going to school and seeing girls with clear skin made me start looking in the mirror differently at myself. Hearing people talk about different products to use. So now it's well, dang, they told me to use these products. Everybody looking at my face.
Yeah.
So that's where it started. That's where the insecurity started. It started with skin, and it continues. What people fail to realize is one small insecurity like that can continue to build up. Because now, and I got in high school, I got to a place where I'm well, shoot. I'm breaking out, all these girls got clear skin, so I might as well settle for whoever likes me. So now I don't know my worth. Now I'm settling in relationships that I feel like I can't get no better because of my skin. So now I'm allowing my insecurity to define who I am. So went through an entire journey of allowing not just men, but friends and a lot of guys that I like to treat me less than, because I felt like that's all I was worth. I felt like that's all I could give. Until one day I was like, life is not supposed to feel like this. We're not doing this. I'm too much to
feel like I'm not too much. I feel you.
So one day, found out I was pregnant. I was in a relationship with my boyfriend. He's still my boyfriend. And in that time, I'm like, I gotta heal. I'm about to be somebody's mother. So I've always been a person that has helped everyone else with their confidence, their situations. But I came to a place when I got pregnant, it's time for me to help you. I can be there for everybody else. I can help everybody else through their situations and their problems. It's time for me to get through mine. I gotta heal from trauma. I gotta heal from pain. I gotta heal from parents. I gotta heal. It's time for me to release because I'm ready to freely be happy. Everybody looks at Marissa as the silly, goofy girl who's always happy and helping somebody and lifting somebody up and making jokes and having fun. But when I got home, I was sad. I was going through a lot, you know, a lot internally, a lot because I wanted my family, I wanted better for my family, a lot because I didn't truly love myself. So crazy thing is I never imagined being what I am today. Wow. I started a skincare line and I thought that was the mission.
That was who you
That's
were.
what I was gonna do. Believe it or not, I started my skincare line in 2018. And my goal for having a skincare line was I want to help girls who feel like me heal their skin. Which turned into, I started realizing that no matter what ingredient or product I use on my skin, I got to heal within. Because what's coming out on my skin is what's all bubbling inside of me.
Oh, okay.
And that's what started my self-love journey.
Okay. Wow, that's beautiful. I think a lot of people do. They always say like the silliest person, the goofiest person, the person trying to make other people laugh is the one hurting the most on the inside. And I just like thank you for being open about that and talking about like how healing you first was how you were able to heal everybody else.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us want to give but don't really have a place to give from. And so like once you started your healing journey, how did you know that now I'm done? Are you done with skincare, or is this
I'm
something
creating
you're still
an
doing?
ebook that's going to give people education on their skin and products they can use at home and make to heal their skin. So I'm not physically making skincare anymore because I'm physically in these streets helping women.
You're just coaching.
Yeah.
Okay, so what made you go like, hey, okay, I started one thing. It's time to move to this
very
next.
hard because so many people, once you start something, people now look at you as that person.
I've had that.
So many people are like, you're stopping skincare. Where am I going to get my skincare from? So before I actually transitioned, I kept holding on to that. Like, kept getting DMs and stuff like, hey, can I order this and that? So I'm like, okay, I got to keep going. Let me keep doing it. But I went on a 3-month, like, shutdown. I stayed home. Told my boyfriend, listen, I'm leaving work. I'm staying home for give me 3 months to just tap into me so I can know that I'm walking in my purpose. So that I can know that I'm doing what I love because, believe it or not, creative skincare started to drain me. When it got to a point where I got a ding on my phone, I'm like, oh, I'll order. It's like, okay.
That's not what you're
It's no longer the purpose.
Yeah.
Sometimes
that joy.
Yeah. Sometimes God will introduce you to things to get you to your purpose. So the skincare line, without that, I would have never been able to heal because that's what started my healing. I started using products that actually started showing benefits and, you know, just helping my skin, which made me say, wow, although my skin is clearing, I still feel this. Meaning it's deeper than skin.
Yeah.
Loving yourself is loving yourself with the pimple and without the pimple. Loving yourself is being able to walk out the house without the makeup and with the makeup. You know, so I started healing my skin, but I had to realize that you can heal your skin all day, but do you love yourself with or without the acne? Yes, I felt better that my skin was healing, but I still had the insecurities. I still had the feeling. I wouldn't say, I've always been an outgoing spokesperson. Like I've always been that girl, like that spoke out, say how she feel, talk. But I wanted to become a better girl.
Gotcha.
So unhealed me, like you were saying, you can't really help other people heal and pour into other people if you are not okay. That's real. I felt like I was doing that, but I wasn't doing it the right way. So unhealed me, I'm there for friends. I'm letting them talk to me. I'm letting them vent to me. And the advice I'm giving is coming from the unhealed Marissa.
Okay.
So the advice I was giving them may have not been the best advice. It was coming from the unhealed Marissa, what I thought was going to help you. Although the advice was coming from a heart of mine, it was not coming from a healed heart of mine. So it may have not been the best. Healed Marissa is speaking from a healed perspective. So I'm seeing all the perspectives of the situation and I'm able to speak to you in a better way. So that's the difference.
Okay, so what was your defining moment? I'm healed. When did you know that? When were you like, okay, I'm no longer old Marissa, I'm new?
When I was able to be in rooms with people who want to hurt me without feeling any grudge, any anger, any bitterness, and I was able to pick up the phone and talk to my dad. That's when I knew. I was like, you're growing. People would do stuff to me and I didn't react the same. I'm like, girl.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, it's an ongoing journey though. It's an ongoing journey because
We're saying that too.
I started my journey in 2018. There were certain things that started to shift. So I would say I started healing from the gossip girl. I'm no longer sitting on the phone with friends and gossiping. That was one of the steps. Now I'm transitioning into, I want to communicate better in my relationship. We can't keep yelling at each other. Like, let's communicate. Then it's transitioning to, it's time to heal from your father. It's time to truly be free from what he did to you.
Tap into the shadow.
Let's tap in and let's forgive. Like, truly forgive, because as I started doing that, I started realizing that little spaces in my heart and my mind started to free up to allow better things to come in.
That's beautiful. Thanks. Okay. I like that, because I feel like a lot of us feel healed and then something else will happen. And then you're like, well, wait a minute.
I don't think I'm healed. Yes, and it'll
I actually can't deal with that.
And that's why I tell people I started this journey in 2018, and I will say that I don't think I began healing from little things one at a time. But I don't think I feel truly free from my past until the past 6 months.
Oh wow. Yeah. Okay.
Like truly free. Like can truly go back to all the things and people and not cry and talk about it. And talk to those people and smile and genuinely in my heart feel the grace and the pureness about 6 to 5 months.
Okay. Is that when you started doing your coaching?
Yes.
How do those two things go hand in hand?
So the crazy thing is people will always come to me. I was doing network marketing. So I had a team. So I started mentoring in that company. And after I left, those people were still coming to me for mentorship.
Okay.
And I'm like, y'all know I don't do that no more. And so I just started realizing that it was something on me that made people feel so comfortable to talk to me. Like I can meet someone and they'll tell me so much that's going on in their life, and my boyfriend's like, he's telling me about his brother. Like his brother opened up to me. He's like, he never talks to anybody. And so I started realizing that people who never open up were genuinely opening up with me at even poking, like just talking to me, you know.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, dang, like this is a thing. People are on my phone asking to be in a group chat with me, like all these different things. So I'm like, okay. I kind of strayed from it because I'm like, I don't want to be responsible. So when I took on the 3 months and I was like, I'm going to tap into self. I stayed home. I mapped out what I want my next year to look like, my next quarter and all that. I mapped it out. I was so intentional with just helping people. So any kind of way, I was just so intentional. I wanted to help people. And so my number one thing was with skin. So that was me creating the ebook for skin healing.
Okay.
So I've been working on that, and my goal is to release it in March.
Okay.
So that was something that I was.
You said that you wanted to have your book out by March.
So yes, my book coming out by March, and my entire goal was really just help people, right? So one day I woke up at like 2 a.m. in the morning from a dream, and the dream was literally me sitting on like a bench, and there was like a group of girls that I was talking to, and that was like the night before I was on my way to an interview. I was gonna go work at Leader Staff. It was like overnight mail sorting or something like
something
that.
Something you didn't really want to do.
Something I didn't want to do. So I woke up and I was like, God, what do you want me to do with this? You always sending me these dreams, these words, these people. What you want me to do with this? So I was like, okay, what's next? And so it was a transition moment where I was like, I gotta transition my brain. I gotta listen. For 3 months before I actually made the transition, it was already poking at me. People were already saying like, I could see you doing so much more with this skincare and this self-love stuff. People kept telling me that. And I'm like, what, so much more is what, getting a warehouse and selling more products?
Right.
You know,
you're like, what do you mean by more?
Because I didn't want to let it go. I was attached to it because I allowed people to hold me to that. So I had to release the attachment. Like, okay, skincare was my healing journey. It was personal for me. That was a part of my healing journey for me to become able to step into purpose. Right? So I was like, I'm going to create the ebook, and I am just going to focus on self-love, because that's what I got out of the entire skincare experience, was learning to love yourself with or without the flaws. So I was like, I want to step into self-love. I want to help people love themselves. So I started going live on Instagram, just talking about self-love and stuff, people started engaging, people started getting interested. I created a community chat where I was inviting people into the chat. We do different activities. Like, I'll send it, like, today, here's our to-do for today. We're going to write a letter to her. Here's a to-do for today. We're going to write down our goals for our mental health. Okay. Things like that. Here's a mental check-in. Today we're going to have a mental check-in. We get on Zoom, and I'll be on Zoom with them, and we'll just have open discussion. Girls will start opening up, crying, talking about so much stuff. And that's when I was like, this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I actually like to do. Like,
that's huge.
My boyfriend was like, I've never seen you so consistent. Like, I'm just up on one-on-ones, talking to people on the phone, talking to people on Zoom, getting online.
It didn't bother you.
It didn't bother me. It didn't bother me. To this day, it didn't bother me. I've been doing it all day. When you walked in, that's what I was doing. So it's like, it's something that I went on a panel, and I was like, y'all have to tell me when y'all ready to go, because I can talk about myself. We can be here all night. Because once you step into purpose, it's a fire that's unstoppable. No one has to tap you and turn an alarm clock on and make you get up to do it. No one has to tell you to do anything, because it's unstoppable. It's like a fire, and you're like, I gotta do this. So my mindset now is, I gotta help women figure out where they need to heal so they can learn themselves, love themselves, and step into purpose. So once I started feeling that fire, it's almost like we just started to trickle effect.
Okay. So what is your biggest accomplishment that you're gonna say today with this whole thing? What would you say biggest?
I will say, okay.
Biggest accomplishment.
So October, I mapped out my last quarter. October, November, December. And I wrote down my goals and said, these are all the things I want to do. Then I went even deeper and I said, okay, I know my goals. What will it take to do this? So I wrote out everything it took, everything I needed to do to make those goals come to life. And then I did another column and I said, okay, what can I do every single day to get closer to the things that I need to do to make these goals happen, to make this vision happen? Okay. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm doing those things. I got invited here to the bakery for work for an event. And I've been stuck here since. Literally stuck here since. Aligned with so many amazing women. And so when I did that, my group chat went from 5 ladies to now 31 ladies.
Wow.
My goal was to just have at least 10 members by the end of this quarter. And I want to have 100 members by the end of this upcoming next quarter. Right? So to look at my group chat and to see 31 women in there yearning for healing, yearning for self-love, yearning to step into purpose, it fuels me. Like, that's an accomplishment. To get
it's huge.
31 ladies to say, yes, I will be in your community, to be vulnerable, to be open.
You passed your goal 3 times.
Yeah.
It's huge.
So that's number 1. The next goal is me working here. I didn't think I was going to work here. I just reached out and I was like, hey, can I help with this? This is something that I can see that can improve our events, X, Y, and Z. And a position in my lab. Wow. And that was something that I wrote on my board. Like, I wrote I was going to work with the owner. With her name. I wrote that down. It's happening. And then I said I was going to speak at 3 events, 1 out of state. I've spoken at 4 events, and then I have 1 out of state in Orlando, January 27th through the 29th. Wow. And that goal wasn't even until next quarter. So I sealed the deal in this last quarter, but it actually happened next quarter. So just really stepping into purpose and mapping out your vision. You can do anything, like, literally. And just me seeing that those are big goals and accomplishments for me, but it's just so small to build the entire vision. So just seeing that happen in this last quarter,
the whole thing's
I'm ready
gonna
to
happen.
go.
You're like,
I'm ready to go. Like, whatever is ready to come out. And the crazy thing is, when you step into purpose, you will find things that try to stop you, and that's how you know you're in purpose.
I've been there lately, and I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this.
You just keep going. You just keep going. My throat 2 weeks ago, really 4 weeks ago, because I just got over it this week. My throat literally felt like it was closing. And at first I was like, okay, I'll be good, because I've been talking too much. Because I was going on live, I was speaking at events, I was on panels, all these things, right? So my throat felt like it was literally closing, and I would open my mouth, and I could see my lymph nodes swollen. So I had to go to the doctor. They told me I had a sinus infection. They gave me antibiotic or whatever. Well, the sinus infection started to come out of my eye. eye was pink and mucus is literally like hanging from my eyelid. And so I started realizing that when you are stepping into purpose, so many things will try to come your way to stop you. I could have said, my throat is swollen, I can't come to that event. I could have said, I literally have pictures I can show you after this. I'm on stage. I spoke at an event last Saturday. I'm on stage and my eyes shut. I have one eye shut. Like, this is how I look.
And you were like, I'm doing this. I don't care.
I told the doctor, I said, am I contagious? He said, no. It's a sinus infection. I'm like, let's go.
And y'all, like, for real, this is huge. Because the point of my show is to make sure that when those moments come up, that they know if they just push through, greatness is on the other side. So thank you for saying that. Like,
if I didn't go,
thank you for saying
there's
that.
people in my group chat that wouldn't be there. If I didn't go, there's lives that I've spoken to that wouldn't be there. So I as long as I wasn't contagious, I'm there.
Yeah, you're like, look,
as long as I'm not contagious, and a week later nobody called me like, Marissa, whatever you had, I got. You know. So I'm like, I asked the doctor. I said, am I contagious? He said, no, it's a sinus infection. I said, okay, I'm going. And I was in so much pain, but I fought through it because I knew that sometimes when you're stepping into purpose, tests will come your way to see if you really about that life. And I had to show that sinus infection. I'm about that life, you know.
This ain't stopping me.
It's not. And it's so funny because I look at those pictures of me sitting on stage talking, and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe my eye is like swollen shut. But it was
I'm also
amazing.
proud of you because think about the girl who was like shameful about like her acne and said now it's like forget whatever I look like. I'm on stage. I'm on stage regardless. Like
the
that's
acne
huge.
and all. Like my boyfriend, he was there during the times where I was covering my acne with makeup, and I used to go to his dorm room and I would be covered in makeup, and he's like, "We're trying to go to bed. Like, why are you reading?"
Like what are you reading?
And he is.
That's how you know somebody really likes.
Yeah, he's one of the people who just show me like, there's people who love you just the way you are. Why can't you?
I love that.
How can another human love you more than you love yourself?
Yes,
You know, so
Yes.
just him like telling me like, you don't gotta wear that. Go wash your face. You look.
It's
just
okay. I
fine.
still love you.
Yeah.
You can still sleep here. Like I'm not gonna kick you out the bed.
Exactly. And you know, it was a fear of mine. Like, if he see all this acne and these scars under his makeup, he gonna leave me. You can't think like that. And you shouldn't be with somebody who does that.
Thank you. Thank you. No, that's huge. That is absolutely huge. Okay, last pieces of advice for anyone who might be feeling like you used to feel, like the insecurities, the not knowing your self-worth. Speak to them right now. That's really what I want you to do.
I would
This is
say,
so huge.
ask yourself if it feels good. Like right now, does it feel good? If it doesn't feel good, and I know it doesn't feel good, so because you know it doesn't feel good, ask yourself what peace looks like for you. For me, peace felt like waking up and being free, not having to wake up and wash my pillowcase because there was makeup on it. Peace for me was being genuinely happy with myself when I looked in the mirror. Peace for me was being surrounded by individuals who love me with and without the flaws. Peace for me was saying, okay, Marissa, you can wake up with all these flaws and all these things wrong, but guess what? Every single day you can work towards being a better you. How does that look? Improving yourself, self-correcting. And that was big for me. Like, self-correction was big for me because I didn't think I was wrong. I thought everybody else was wrong. But I realized that I played a part in everything that hurt me. And so the moment I started self-correcting, like, you know what? I could have did this differently. You know what? I could have said this differently. Maybe I did offend this person, and maybe I was wrong. Maybe I don't see it that way, but they felt that way. So let me accept that that's how they felt. So just really self-correction and understanding what is the feeling that you desire. If you're someone who's going through depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, low confidence, self-worth at the lowest, you gotta ask yourself, what does a good feeling feel like for you? And you gotta go after it and get exactly that. And to be honest, take yourself on a journey. Journal every single day. Write out the things you love about yourself. Write the things you want to improve about yourself. And when you write that list of things you want to improve about yourself, I want you to go through each thing and say, is this something that I need to improve because it's going to better my life? It's going to better me? And it's going to benefit me? Or is it because somebody else made me feel like I wanted to improve this thing? And for those things, let that one go. So many times we try to improve the way we dress or our hair or the way we look or our body because somebody else made us feel like we need to change it or we needed to improve it. But that's somebody else's one. What is your one? What do you want your hair to look like? What do you want your body to look like? What do you want your soul to look like? And you gotta ask yourself, what do you want? What feels good to you? Challenge yourself to be better every single day. For 30 days straight, I woke up every morning and said, okay, what do I want to fix about myself? The way that I talk, no more curse words. Fix your mouth. The next day, what do you want to fix about yourself? Your attitude. Every time someone disappoints you or makes you upset, you don't have to show it. Let's work on emotional intelligence. So like every single day, I was finding one thing I wanted to improve about myself so I could become the person I desire to obtain the life that I desire.
I love that. Okay, last things. Where can they find you? How can they join this wonderful group chat that I'm sure you just got everybody really excited about?
Yes, I am at selflove.rissa on Instagram. My website is makingorganics.org. You can either DM me on Instagram and say, hey, I would love to join your community, or you can go on my website and the community is on there. It's free. Just check out and your email with the link will come to your email.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. I know I feel fantastic. I hope you guys feel fantastic after listening to that. And thank you for being on the show.
Yes, anytime.
All right. See ya.